Howdy, neighbor. It's me, Michael Furstenfeld from MakeEveryMedia.com. You know, I'm excited to be back in the Winship building after a long time away. Once upon a time, I snuck in there as a scrappy, pretentious Plan 2 liberal arts student with a concentration in convergent media and theater, and thought I could take some theater classes from the infamous Stephen Gerald. And you know what? I did for about 3 whole classes before they discovered that I was not actually in the theater department. So that was indeed one of the greatest acting lessons of my life. I did learn a lot of things there. I saw a lot of productions there, and I've since collaborated with a lot of people that have graduated from UT's theater and dance department, and it's really informed the 20 years that I've lived in Austin. Those connections, Kirk Lynn, Alex, thank you, Kristen, for giving me a chance to perform there. I appreciate it. It's like a loop is coming around to completion here for me. Yeah. Sorry, but I need to do this thing where I talk directly to you, neighbor, and I simultaneously remove a piece of my clothing and maybe even a second piece of clothing to reveal my true form, my true love, and then for some reason change pieces of clothing for no apparent reason. And then also, for no apparent reason, take a shoe and angle it down a little bit more and just untie it and put it somewhere. And then take another shoe and tie it. And talk to you while I'm doing it. It's so good to have you here. And I'm so excited to sing this song for you. If you like what you hear, you can see me most Mondays at twitch.tv/makeeverymedia, and you can support me at patreon.com/makeeverymedia or buymeacoffee.com/makeeverymedia. It's hard out here outside of university as an artist and musician, so any patronage would be much supported. I could get some new shoes. So anyways, now that I'm shoeless, it's time to sing you a song. Sometimes people are good, and they do just what they should. But the very same people who are good sometimes are the very same people who are bad sometimes. It's funny, but it's true. It's the same, isn't it, for me? Sometimes people get wet, and their parents get a little upset. But the very same people who get wet sometimes are the very same people who are dry sometimes. It's funny, but it's true. It's the same, isn't it, for me? Sometimes people make noise and they break each other's toys. But the very same people who are noisy sometimes are the very same people who are quiet sometimes. It's funny, but it's true. It's the same, isn't it, for me? And sometimes people get mad and they feel like being bad. very same people who are mad sometimes are the very same people who are glad sometimes. It's funny, but it's true. It's the same, isn't it, for me? And sometimes people are good, and they do just what they should. But the very same people who are good sometimes are the very same people who are bad sometimes. It's funny, but it's true. It's the same, isn't it, for me? Isn't it the same for you? Thanks for listening, everybody. That was a song by Fred Rogers called Sometimes People Are Good. And it is a great song because it reminds me every day that people can be more than one thing. They can be good and bad and noisy and quiet and angry and funny. And that's what makes people people, that they're so complicated. They're not just one thing. And like I said, I think about that almost every day. And especially since I lost my father just last month, I've been thinking about how he was so many things, so hard to encapsulate. It's so hard to eulogize a life. And I have been wanting to talk about that on the stream because that's what's going on. You know, I'm mourning the loss of my father, and this song called out to me from your list, and I played it, and I cried, and I played it for my mom, and it really spoke to me. So it's helped me heal a little bit, just a little bit, and I hope it can help you heal too. I'm thinking about how complicated he was, how many different things he was in his lifetime, and how can we ever encapsulate a person in just one word? That's what I'm thinking about when I sing this song. I love it so much. It reminds me to be a more empathetic person, to not only to other people, but to myself too. I'm not just one thing. So I hope you think about that as well. And don't box yourself in. None of us are just one thing.